guys, David Awesome 505 here. Today we're going to be reviewing Hardcore Henry. Now this is a movie that I was expecting a lot from. It got really good reviews from a lot of people, and people were saying that it was like a step towards like new filmmaking, because this was like the first big first person film to be out in theaters. So a lot of people were excited to see that because it was something new. And I was also really excited because I myself enjoy watching like first person films like on like YouTube from like different people like Corridor Digital or people who make like their own films. Like those are cool to watch. But this movie was really cool. It had some like really cool effects in it. Their The acting was pretty okay. There wasn't like too much acting given the fact that it was like a first person movie. But the song, like the soundtrack for the movie was actually like added a lot to the movie. That made it really cool. Uh, and I guess I'm gonna like go into like what I really liked about it and what I didn't like about it. I'm gonna start what I didn't like. I'm gonna start with what I didn't like about it because there wasn't a lot of that. I really did like the movie. It like I said, it was action packed. I really enjoyed that. Like I was expecting that. So it delivered from that point of view for the movie. But itself as a movie, it was pretty confusing, and I'm not gonna like tell you why because that would just spoil the movie. But it was a really interesting movie to watch. Cause I don't I'm not I mean it's like the first person shooter like it wasn't a first person shooter, but it was a first person movie, and that was really cool. Like, but it did get a little bit confusing. It was cool. Towards the end, things started to go a little bit downhill. There was one specific effect that I really thought could have been done way better. I don't like it when in a movie that like is supposed to be and is supposed to have good effects, and it can have good effects, but they just make a terrible effect that could have been way better. And the effects are something that I really look forward to in an action movie, because that's what brings me to an action movie, is to see an amazing effect that makes me go, whoa, that was crazy. And I like to make movies myself, so I enjoy going to see action movies in the theater. But like I said, it was really action packed, but it was bloody. It was like terribly bloody. One of the most brutal movies I've ever seen. And there's some movies that I've seen were like pretty brutal, but this one was really intense. But it was really cool, and that like that. I mean, it really it delivered for most of what I was expecting. So there's not too much that I can say to complain, but it wasn't as good as other action movies that I've seen. And at points, it did start to give me a little bit of a headache with all like the moving around. But honestly, it was a really awesome movie to see. You guys should totally go check it out. It's like the first ever first person shooter to really be in the theaters. The whole movie is first person, so definitely you should go check it out if you're looking to like see a really action packed crazy movie. I'm gonna go ahead and probably give this movie a C. When I first saw it, I was starting to like feel like a C plus was needed there, and I like to tend to think that I give movies like a really like big like a lot of leeway, because I don't like to give movies like really hard devil advocate type score, but I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a C. Yeah, like a C minus, because like after I thought about the movie like a few days after I saw it, this came out like last Friday, so I'm a little bit late. Um, but the movie like was really cool, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a C. I enjoyed it, but I was kind of hoping for a little bit more from a movie perspective, and I was really excited for it. But it was cool, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a C. So thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you can. And thank you for watching.